Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jennifer Urzio, and this is Ask and Answer by Soul, Soul N, the video series. Today, I'm talking with Dr. Heather Clark about soul and needs. Hi, Heather.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
I love this conversation. And let's start with an obvious question, which I love this because there's been expansion on my part around this, thanks to you. I really twitch when people go, oh, my soul is crying, it's dying, it needs this. And I'm like, your soul doesn't need anything, it's whole and complete. And yet you say your soul needs stuff. So I want to start there. Let's talk about soul needs and human needs for a moment.
Soul needs and human needs are intertwined. But your soul, I agree with you that your soul doesn't have what's called deficiency needs. It's not lacking. It's not, oh, woe is me. But it does have needs. And it's needs like it has motivations. Because why else
Would you
incarnate
be here?
into this planet? Like, why else? But it's the type of needs like the need for purpose and meaning, growth, expansion, and that full soul expression and the impact. A lot of people that you and I work with are feeling that need for impact very strongly, but maybe they don't have language around it, so they don't understand, oh, that's the pull I feel. That's why I want to do this. And so it's more difficult for them to meet that need. But yeah, the soul has needs, and it works in harmony with the physical body needs, with the human needs of emotions, thinking, but all sorts of things like that.
I love it. And what happens when our needs aren't being met? What impact does that have on our human experience?
It's a real problem.
It
It's a real
sucks.
problem. It's a real problem, and it happens for a lot of people. So I know you've heard this before, but stress is, in a nutshell, it is a challenge to normal balance. Ongoing stress, like chronic stresses, is a sign that you have unmet needs.
Just so you know, that part about soul having unmet needs with stress, I did hear it before, but I heard it before from Dr. Heather Clark, everyone. Just so you know. Right?
Um,
So then what happens? We have these unmet needs, we're in stress, and then what happens with our vitality from that?
oh, it tanks. It's incredibly draining. Even when you look at from a three-dimensional perspective, like your physical body has a need for nourishment. It requires food, things like that. When it's not met, you don't have the energy. There's some
Right.
other things that go along with it. If your emotional needs are not met, no vitality, no energy, it's very draining. If your mental and mind needs are not met, same thing, very draining. If your soul needs are not met, it's very draining. And it's really an indication that how you're being is too far away from who you really are. And when you can really bring your lived consciousness closer to your soul consciousness, that's when you get more vitality, more energy through all parts of your being.
Yeah. And that impacts everything,
Everything.
including the bottom line of your abundance and all of that, everyone. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, how do we go about identifying what needs aren't being met? Two-part question. And then how do we go about getting those needs met? I mean, I know that's the $100,000 question, but there it is.
um, this is a great question. It's usually, where are you experiencing problems? That's the place to start with identifying what is the unmet need. And here's one of the great things about this. So, I've been teaching about stress. It's over a decade now. Like super long time. Like, how old am I anyway? But
Very young and charming.
it's you're so funny. But I've been teaching about this for a long time. And people get squirrely about stress because we don't feel like we should have stress and I shouldn't have stress and other people need to change. And it's the whole drama triangle thing. Bop, bop, bop. However, what I've noticed is not only is the underlying issue unmet needs, when we approach it through the lens of, okay, well, what needs could be met here, it drains the additional stress out of it. It just really removes all the negativity around it. It's just like, this is just an unmet need. And you may notice that, oh, well, my need is, more lead generation in my business, or my need is more revenue. Like, great, that's a good place to look. But if you find yourself thinking like, oh, I don't even know how that would happen, I don't have the energy for this, then that's perfect. Now you can look at other areas of your life. What other needs might I have? Because sometimes the thing that breaks loose in your business is when you're meeting your needs somewhere else. Like, everybody has a need for connection. And especially if you're focused on your business and focused on your clients, what can I do? What can I do? Like, maybe increase connection with friends or your life partner. Maybe increase the connection within yourself, connection to soul, your connection to spirit. A rising tide lifts all boats. Needs met in one place helps needs get met in another place.
Love that. Great. Okay. So what is something, and listen, this is not a one size fits all. It's not black and white. This is an evolutionary process. We're not going to use our remote control to shift the channel immediately. Like, this is an evolutionary kind of ongoing connection and consciousness. And there are things that we can start doing right here and now that will allow us to start to shift into getting our needs met. So what is something that people can start being or doing right here and now to get those unresolved needs met?
Obviously, this depends on the person, but a good lens to really start with. Many of us have heard of Maslow and the hierarchy of needs. He did back off the whole hierarchy idea later in his career, and other people as we research. It isn't like, oh, okay, I've got this box checked, moving on, this box checked. That isn't exactly how it works, but it's a handy framework to look at. Do we have our basic survival and safety needs met? Because I got to tell you, Jennifer, the biggest unmet need is safety. And these are people who are living in beautiful homes, great businesses. They're missing safety. And it isn't the safety of, oh, I'm worried about shelter. It's that psychological safety. Do you feel safe being you? Do you feel safe showing up? Do you feel like you're being received, heard, understood? That is probably the best place to start. And again, if that's like, oh, well, that's a little hard, great. We'll move on to, what are your physical body needs? Are you getting enough exercise for you? Are you eating the right kinds of foods for you? Because again, when we're meeting needs in one area, it reduces overall stress and it makes it easier to meet needs in other areas. As we meet needs, we move up the chain from stress, struggle, all of that, improves vitality through our lives and increases well-being. And as we continue to get more and more needs met, we move into where you can actually unlock your full potential when you're really showing up as you, when you're being fully soul expressed. But the places to start are what's easy, like what's very simple, where am I feeling safe? How could I increase safety? And then looking at, is it safe for me to have needs? Do I feel like it's okay to have needs? Because you're a human on the planet, just as a little FYI, of
You
course.
don't know that? Here it is. We're going to tell you like it's straight.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of us have adopted this idea that, oh, no, I'm perfectly independent. I don't have any needs. Like, yeah, you do. You have needs. Everybody does.
And you're going to be, those needs are going to be met by other humans, right?
Exactly.
The universe is not going to send you a tree. It could, but that would freak you out. Right. And so when we stiff arm other humans, meaning like, no, I got it. You're actually stiff arming the universe and you're not getting your needs met. So if you don't think you're going to get your needs met by humans, we also need to kind of talk about that a little.
Well, yeah. And especially if you're noticing that that's an automatic behavior.
Right.
Bringing consciousness around it can, oh, there's an awareness that's an automatic behavior. Now you can be on the lookout for it. Like, oh, no, I'm fine. Oh, wait, no, I thank you. I would like help. Or, oh, thank you very much. I received the offer And then you can take a moment and check in. Maybe could I receive this assistance? Yes, no. But it's the shift in awareness, that change in consciousness, which can really shift all of this.
I love that. Okay, so as we're wrapping up, how do people get more of your goodness? Because this woman is like a metaphysical library of goodness. She says things I would go, wait. Can we go back to that one point? Because I got a lot of questions about that, right? Huge knowledge base, huge information, and an amazing coach. So how do people get more of the goodness of Dr. Heather Clark?
Thank you so much.
I love that.
Mindandconsciousness.org.
Perfect. And as we're wrapping up the time together today, what is the one thing you want people to remember from our conversation?
What a good question. It's hard to pick just one thing. You're a beautiful soul. You have needs, and that's okay. Start where it's easy to get those needs met. That'll shift everything.
Love it. Well, thank you everyone for listening. I am Jennifer Urizio. This has been Ask and Answered by Soul N, and this has been Soul and Needs. I'm at soullanguage.us. If you have any questions, I will talk to you later. Bye for now, everyone.
Thank you.